NATO countries have agreed to spend at least 2% of their GDP on defence, given these renewed foreign threats. Now, Canada is talking about, over the next few years, spending more than $70 billion extra on defence. However, it's expensive. We know there's been massive cost overruns and delays in building new weapons, new ships, etc. And our guest has said that his cabinet colleagues have given him pushback when he tries to look for more money for defence. That's the nature of the game. Everybody wants to spend more on their own portfolio. We're joined by the Honourable Bill Blair, Minister of National Defence of Canada. It's great to see you.
Thank you very much for having me.
So you've been up front. A while ago, you said the Canadian Forces risked a death spiral because more people were leaving than staying. And you have said, I've had to push for more defence spending, but you encounter resistance.
No, but to be very clear, because I think it was very badly reported the other day, my remarks, and the point I was making when I spoke to the Global Institute was that I think it's very difficult to make the case to Canadians and to parliamentarians who represent those Canadians based only on a mathematical formula. And I really needed to be able to articulate a defense policy which was also a national policy, industrial policy, and foreign policy that really spoke to Canadians about our values and about our aspirations for our own country. And that we've really tried to do that in our latest defense policy. Mm-hmm. I think if I'd just gone to Canadians and said, I've got to meet some numerical target that was agreed to, that's not the way to make the case. And I also really strongly believe when you're spending hard-earned Canadian taxpayer dollars, you got to do it well, and you got to do it thoughtfully. And we have an obligation to them to be very clear on why it's necessary, what we're going to do, and how quickly we're going to do it.
And the head of the military has said it's not just about input, the money we put in, it's about the output, the actual results we get. And I'm sure you'd echo.
Well, and I very much believe in that, because quite frankly, I often said that I have two challenges, getting the money and spending the money. But what I really mean by that is spending the money well and to create real value for Canadians. And, people work hard for their money, and my job is to make sure that when I spend their dollars, I'm producing real value and investing in our strength, and investing in our country, and investing in meeting our international obligations and in national defense. I don't think there's a greater responsibility for any government than the protection of its own country.
Now, the current government obviously has been in office for about a decade. You came in 2015. Spending was 2.1% of GDP, apparently, in 86. It fell to 1% just before you came into office. It has increased marginally. Now, you've announced this plan to get back towards 2% in the next few years, but it's only going to be around 1.7%. So you're not going to meet the 2%. Isn't that going to earn you flack from your NATO allies?
No, because I think what I needed to be able to share with our NATO allies was a clear, well-articulated plan of how we're moving forward. First of all, you said marginal increase. As I say, when we formed government, the previous government had left the Canadian Armed Forces in a very sorry state. For 2 years, they spent less than 1% of GDP. In 2017, we began significantly increasing defense spending so that by next year, we'll have more than double defense spending. Our defense spending between even this year and next is going to go up 27%. That's a very significant new investment in defense. We also are able to articulate to our allies and to Canadians that there are things. First of all, I don't publish a document where we haven't already booked the money, and I need the assurances of what's there to spend, because I need to provide Canadian industry with clarity and with the certainty of our future investments. But we've also told them we're going to work with them because we are going to need additional capabilities in integrated air and missile defense, in underwater surveillance, and a number of important new investments that we're to make. When we've done that work and secured the funding for it, it'll take us well beyond 2% of investment. We've been able to demonstrate to our allies, and frankly, their response has been very, very positive. Canada's really stepping up to the plate and doing the job, but doing it carefully. But the money is now there. We've got a ton of work to do it right.
But you have been in office for almost a decade, and we hear that only half of our ships, only about half of our armoured vehicles even work or even serviceable. And in the document I just published, we speak very clearly to that. For example, we've already made a commitment through our national shipbuilding strategy to replace all of our Halifax class frigates with a new surface combatant ship. We're investing in 3 different shipyards across Canada to get that job done, but it takes time. We had to make sure that we had the money to keep the Halifax fleet afloat and functional until that job is done.
And in this budget, we've committed the money, and we've put it right in the budget that we're going to invest in keeping those ships afloat. I think making sure that our planes are serviceable and safe, that our ship platforms can do the job that we require them to do. We're making historic new investments. Just in the last 2 years, we've signed contracts for over 140 new aircraft for the Canadian Armed Forces. But it takes a couple of years to deliver them. I've got to make sure that our existing fleet is serviceable and safe for our people to use to get the job done. We put the money forward to do that now. Frankly, I hope what's in this document is we've listened to the Canadian Armed Forces, we've listened to our generals, but we've also listened to industry. We've listened to Canadians, and I hope that this reflects our commitment to go get the job done, that we now have the tools, we've got a clear mission ahead of us, we've got to put our heads down, shoulder to the wheel, and go get it done.
Looking at military equipment building, though, it's hard to not think this is a bit of a pork barrel, because there's a delay in building a ship or building a new weapon system. It's 16 years in Canada. We've had massive cost overruns. Why don't we just get the ships built abroad?
Well, and because part of our investment is making sure that there is real benefit to Canadian workers, Canadian industry.
But wouldn't it be cheaper for the taxpayers just to buy them in from some other country?
And I think there's a proper calculation that needs to be made in every case and ongoing to make sure that we're making investments that produce the best value for Canadians, best capability for the Canadian Armed Forces, and gets the best value. I share your concern about where we see an increased cost in the maintenance of the existing fleet or rising costs and inflation on building the new fleet. We have to continuously look at ways in which we can deliver that capability as quickly and as efficiently as possible. I'll tell you, Andrew, I believe very strongly. My dad always told me, be careful when you're spending other people's money. These are taxpayer dollars. They're hard-earned dollars. My job is to make sure that we spend them well, that we produce the capabilities that Canada needs, but we can't afford to waste a single dollar. And so we're looking very hard at all of our procurement processes and acquisition processes so that we can get that job done, but get it done as efficiently as possible, because these are expensive investments. I've got to make sure we produce the very best value for every dollar we spend.
And it's not an easy task. I mean, look at the Americans. They had that Zumwalt literal combat ship, and they just had to cancel it basically at fast cost.
It's not an easy task, but I think there's also opportunity, because what we're also finding there are new relationships with our allies, with the Americans, but also with others. And so I've been having conversations with the Australians and the Brits, with the Germans, the Norwegians, with South Koreans. We think that there may be great opportunities for the Canadian Armed Forces, but also for Canadian industry, Canadian innovators, to form partnerships and to work more collaboratively with our allies. There's a big job that needs to be done, and it's got 1,000 moving parts. Canada has to maximize its participation in those things that most benefit Canadians, and we have to leverage our relationships and our partnerships with others. I think there's real opportunity in that to do better, to go faster, and to benefit Canada in a more significant way.
But the government's been trying to do this for years, and it looks like D&D just can't get the job done efficiently.
I'm going to sort of stop that. We've I think undertaken some very significant procurements just in the last 9 months. As soon as I got the job, made decisions with respect to multi-mission aircraft, because the Royal Canadian Air Force said
the F-35,
the F-35, but also the P-8.
Okay.
Which is the multi-mission aircraft. The Royal Canadian Air Force said, we need a plane. That's the plane we need. There was only one option. There were a number of different other ways we could have approached that, but the most cost-effective way to get it delivered on time was to make that choice, and we made it. We've also been using what we call urgent operational requirements. I'm standing up a brigade. Canada's standing up a brigade in Latvia to fulfill our NATO obligations.
How many troops is that, a brigade?
When we get to a brigade, we'll have 2,600 Canadian troops there, but we're also in coalition with 10 of our allies in there. Canada will lead that and oversee and manage that, but at the same time, the Army came to me and said, we need anti-tank weapons, we need air missile defense, and we need anti-drone capabilities. And we use what we call urgent operational requirements, the same procurement approach we took in Afghanistan and previously in other conflicts, and leaned in, and we managed to secure those contracts, and we'll get them delivered on time. And I think that's the right way to do it. At the same time, one of the things the industry told me is that they needed the clarity and certainty of a defense policy that told them where we were going and the certainty that there would be money there. Ammunition production, huge problem right around the world, as an example. Mm-hmm. And what industry said is we need help, first of all, in creating new production lines and securing our supply chains, but we also need the certainty of long-term contracts.
Yeah.
This our latest budget and this policy document provides that clarity and provides that certainty, because that's what industry said that they needed.